Major flooding is ongoing across numerous rivers of inland New South Wales, with floodwaters easily seen on satellite image. We can see here clearly the Darling River across the north, with many of its tributaries bringing all that water into the Darling River, with major flooding occurring there. We can also clearly see here the Lachlan River, where we've seen major to devastating flooding there over the last few days. Further south, we can see the Murrumbidgee through here as well, which is experiencing major flooding around Hay, and even along the Murray River, all the wetlands that feed into there, and that's bringing major flooding from Boundary Bend up to the Mildura area. So it is extremely wet out there, and many areas are experiencing major flooding right now, even though the sun is shining. Taking a look at some of those warnings, we can see major flood warnings are current for many rivers across inland New South Wales, from the Murray River in the south all the way up to the upper reaches of the Barwon and the Darling River in the north. But there's also flooding going on for our southern states as well, with minor to moderate flooding through a number of areas through Tasmania, and many rivers across central and eastern Victoria also experiencing minor to moderate flooding. Now, looking at some of the flooding in New South Wales in more detail, these red triangles show us areas that are experiencing major flooding right now, and you can really see the Darling River and its tributaries, as well as the Lachlan River, large areas experiencing major flooding, with the Murrumbidgee down here and the Murray on the border area. Taking a look at some of those gauges, firstly in the Lachlan River, where we've seen major to record flooding. Nanamai is on the way down, thankfully, but it is well and truly above major flooding, and still above major flooding today. As we move further downstream around the Forbes area, once again we've gone into major flooding there, but it looks like the flood is peaking around that 10.7 area, and that's going to 10.7 metres I should say, through today and to tomorrow, and only very slowly easing into the weekend and early next week. Further north, a couple of rivers quickly, the Namoy River at Weewa, we're seeing the water rise there into the major flood level, as well as on the Macquarie River at Warrenweir. We've had major for so long, it was lessening, but now it's increasing once again through the Warren area. And also further upstream I should say, on the Darling River, we're seeing major flooding at Burke, with water levels still rising there. Now into Victoria quickly, along the Murray, we're seeing moderate to major flooding at numerous locations, with some flood peaks around the Boundary Bend and Walkle Junction area. And one of those locations is around Mildura, where we're seeing water levels continue to rise there, with minor and soon moderate flooding. And we could see a peak there late November of around 38.5 metres. Now, taking a look at the rainfall in the coming days, we can see clear conditions and dry conditions across southeastern parts of Australia, but already the next weather system is starting to build across WA, and that's going to move into central Australia on Friday afternoon, with a band of showers and thunderstorms from the top end all the way down through to the Adelaide area. Now, as we move into Friday night and Saturday morning, we'll see that thunderstorm activity increase through parts of South Australia and then into western parts of New South Wales and Victoria, before sweeping across much of Victoria, Tasmania and New South Wales on Saturday, thankfully clearing out quickly and contracting into Queensland on Sunday afternoon. But behind it, another burst of winter weather with cold, showery conditions, and once again maybe even snow for alpine areas. And quickly looking at the total rainfall for our flood affected areas in the coming days, thankfully dry over the next 48 hours before this next weather system moves in with some showers and thunderstorms. Thankfully, it's a quick mover, and for our flood affected areas of central and northern New South Wales, we're only expecting light hit and miss falls, with the focus of the rainfall through Tasmania and much of Victoria. So if you live in this part of the world or know someone that does, please stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our website, app and social media, and listen to all advice from emergency services.